What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Mission Driven Made podcast. This is your host and founder of the Mission Driven Made movement, Jacob Straub. And of course, welcome back to another episode of the Friday Debrief. If you're new today, what we do here at Mission Driven Made is equip your body and empower your mind. And we do this through unfiltered and true fitness and overall just personal development content. So nothing is going to be watered down here. And like I said, if it's your first time, we're really excited that you are tuning in to listen. So thanks again. Hope you guys are having an awesome week, awesome last couple weeks. And of course, our household is pretty hectic again. So I left out of state for 10 days for a work-related trip. And I knew this was going to happen, by the way. So I left. And a whole bunch of craziness happened when my wife was here with our kids. So multiple of my family members were in the emergency room while I was gone, one of them being my oldest daughter. A family friend had passed away, and a whole bunch of other little things happened. So I just couldn't believe I was gone for 10 days, and then all the stuff just seems to happen, unfortunately, but I'm sure a lot of you can relate. But yeah, my wife is an absolute champ for having to deal with all of that without me here, because I can't even imagine. I mean, she had to take our little girl to the hospital at must have been midnight or 1 a.m. or something. And I was sleeping and, had no idea till I woke up in the morning. So yeah, she is an absolute champ. And I just wanted to mention again, just thank you all for your patience the last couple of weeks after I announced the rebrand with Mission Driven Made, where we're going to be focusing a lot on fitness instead of just the quote unquote personal development content. I know it's probably seemed a little disorganized. You've probably seen changes, anything from reading the different descriptions on our website about Mission Driven Made to, just about anything. It might just seem not so linear right now, and some of the guests might not even make sense. And so yes, thank you very much for your patience for that. But I am really excited for some of the guests that are coming up. I mentioned in one of my Instagram stories a couple of weeks ago that I finally got a professional coach on the show. So from a Major League Baseball, I actually had a mental performance coordinator, Hannah Hughesman, on the show. So she was the mental performance coach for the Philadelphia Phillies. And it was one of the coolest jobs that I have ever heard about before. And mental performance, that whole subject is absolutely fascinating. So you guys are going to hear Hannah in, I think it's about 2 weeks or a little bit less than 2 weeks. And her story's great. Her job was awesome, and just the way she spoke and articulated her points, it was definitely one of my favorite conversations that I've had out of anyone that's been on the show. So I'm really excited for you guys to be able to check that out. And I think it's 10 days from now, if I'm doing that math right in my head. So yeah, stand by for that. So for today, for this Friday debrief, I decided I wanted to read you guys a portion of Tim Grover's book, Winning. I've talked about this book a few times, mainly on Instagram with some of you. And the reason for it, why I'm going to be reading from this today, is, as you know, success, winning, or anything of that sort can be challenging and can be difficult. And the few chapters that I'm going to read, I just really appreciate. I was encouraged by it because Tim himself is very successful, obviously, and he's worked with some of the most successful, at least athletes and business people in the world. So he understands winning and understands success. So here he lays out how winning isn't always linear and how it's messy and it's hard and can be even unfair at times. So I was encouraged by it because for those of you, especially that are out there trying to make it, whatever that means for you, whether this is your fitness goals or you're starting a business, whatever it is, find encouragement in this, just to know you're not alone in that. On the path to winning or success in whatever your endeavor is, it's going to be difficult along the way. So here we go. Here is a few chapters for all of you from Tim Grover's Winning. The ability to win is in all of us. For some, it's the first championship, the first million, the new business, the new house. For others, it's finishing a workout or finishing school, sending a kid to college, buying that first car, going a whole day without smoking, ending a bad relationship, asking for a raise, seeing the last open parking spot and grabbing it before the other guy gets there, making a U-turn and getting away with it. Getting up every day and putting your 2 feet on the floor. Winning is everywhere. Every minute, you have the potential to recognize an opportunity, push yourself harder, let go of the insecurity and fear, stop listening to what others tell you, and decide to own that moment. And not just that single moment, but the next one and the next. And before long, you've owned the hour and the day and the month again and again. That's how you win. It doesn't happen all at once. For my athletes, it starts with the first workout in the off season, builds until the last second of the championship game, and continues into the first workout out of the next off season. For my business clients who play a harder schedule than any athlete, it begins with an unpredictable array of opponents with no off season, no playbook, and no clock to stop the action, with the unofficial scorekeepers and referees who are constantly changing the rules. For everyone, there are endless setbacks, challenges, roadblocks, letdowns, and issues that force most people out of the race. But if you can stay with it, if you can survive the battlefield in your mind, if you can tolerate fear and doubt and loneliness, winning would like a word with you. Winning is the ultimate gamble on yourself. The difference between dreaming about what could be and actually living it. Winning drives you forward. Every time you advance, you can hear the steel bars clank shut behind you. They are real and they are earned. Now you can't go back, only ahead. You can't unlearn what you've learned. You can't unfeel what you felt. Winning never lies, but it always hides the truth. Tells you everything you want is so close, and then laughs as it slams the door in your face. It tells you all your goals and dreams are impossible, and then taunts you to keep going. One more step, one more step, one more step to an uncertain destination that might not even be there. So yeah, pretty powerful words there by Mr. Tim Grover. But yeah, it reminds me of a bunch of different scenarios in my life, especially in the past, like the times I worked so hard for something and then you still fail and you still get rejected. But looking back, think about those times that you did work so hard for that certain something, and so hard to the point where, like Tim was saying, you could have been alone. You could have been by yourself doing all this, and no one else even knew what was going on, but you were still behind the scenes putting in the work, but then still failed at the end of the day. Now think, after failing, what did you do with that? Did you come back from the setback? Did you give up? Did you keep going? Did you switch paths? What did you do? So yes, I hope you guys were encouraged by that somehow, like I was. And no matter what it is that you're working on, I hope and pray that you guys continue to put one foot in front of the other and just to keep going. And I know that might seem a bit of like a cliche type of answer, but it's true. I do believe, very much so, I do believe that victory in life, whatever pursuit it is given to the people that are persistent. Consistency is and will always be king. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Mission Driven Made podcast and another episode of the Friday Debrief. And I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys last week, but before I forget, make sure you guys subscribe to Midweek Mind Pump. And that's my short newsletter. It's about a paragraph or so long. It's sent to your inbox every single Wednesday. And all it is a thought-provoking question just to get you to expand your mind a little bit on the topic. So it's fun, it's easy, it's not going to take a lot of your time. It's not going to be one of those emails where you just automatically delete there in your inbox. So go ahead and subscribe to that. You're going to see a little link for that in the show notes down there. All right, everyone. If you haven't followed or subscribed to the show, go ahead and do that. Leave us a review if you found value in the episode today whatsoever. It's going to help the show grow tremendously. So thanks again, everyone. I love you guys. And until next time, stay mission driven.